Welcome to the live stream, guys. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. And we are here now. Today is Thursday on our regular schedule live stream here on YouTube. So, all who's watching, you guys type "build ready" in the chat. Type "build ready" in the chat because that's what we're all about, getting you guys build ready here at Back Home Developments. We are not about starting and not finishing. We're all about finishing. So type build ready in the chat. Let me know if you guys can see everything well. As you can see, we have a new setup here. I think it's looking good. Let me know. Type tap the button as you come in the screen. Tap the screen, hit the like button. I want to make sure that we're good. My volume is good. Let me know if my volume, everything is working well. That's what we're all about here, about getting you guys build ready. But I want to dive right in as long as you guys can hear me well. Is everyone on YouTube hear me well? Put something in the chat so that I know you guys can hear me well. Everyone can hear me well. Type build ready in the chat, guys. I want to make sure we're good. Looks good on my end, but I'm just trying to make sure. But you know what? I'm gonna dive be straight into this live stream because I want to make sure that we are 100% clear on what we're doing here. I see Girl Gone Wise says yes, we can hear you. So awesome. Bill ready in the chat. Let's get it, guys. Let me dive straight in. Let me just get off on the right foot and dive straight in because here's the thing. If someone tells you that to build a house, okay, and they come to you with something like this, how much does it cost to build a house per square foot, right? And they give you a square footage rate. Most of the times, they are not lying. You can give someone an estimate based on square footage rate, but they're not lying, but they're also not telling the full truth either. Because if you believe in that number, is one of the main reasons people start home, they cannot afford to finish because they're going off of square footage rate. And there's a lot of things that square footage rate does not include when it comes to construction. A square footage rate is just an estimate just to get you started. Okay. That is why most homes don't get finished, even when you get a bank loan for that home, right? So if tonight is the first night here, my name is Barry from Back Home Developments, and welcome to the Back Home Build Ready Review. This show is not about dream houses, guys. Okay? This is where people come when they want to have a real review of their plans, real budgets, and real timelines to determine whether the house can get built and not just start. That is why we do this show every Thursday night, and we will be adding at least one more night a week soon because people want to hear more about how to build right in Guyana. And the past couple live, we talk about why the budgets fail before construction even starts. And also why take your home up to the roof level is not completion. And most importantly, where most houses fail and run out of money, right? That is something that we talk about and we'll continue to be talking about it. Tonight, we're gonna dive a bit deeper. Tonight we'll be talking about why the numbers people trust at the beginning are usually the wrong numbers. And that's where we're gonna be talking about the square footage rate. That is where most houses fail because people start working based on someone give them an idea based on square footage, and that number stick in their heads, and they don't realize that that number is just an idea. It is not chiseled in stone, right? And so, and I'll tell you why people love those numbers. I'll tell you why. People love square footage rates because they're simple. Simple meaning you can just do a quick calculation and give them a number. It's fast and it's comforting. What do you mean by it's comforting? Okay. When someone gives you a number, it makes you feel comfortable, especially if the number that they're giving you is within the range that you have in your mind, right? Okay. So that's the problem. People like to feel comfort. Over here, we want to make you uncomfortable. We want to make you uncomfortable so that you can think before you move forward. That is the main thing that we're doing over here. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear, okay? We're going to tell you what is true and what is right. What can actually help you guys build your home from start to finish. Someone says my mic is cutting out. Okay, I guess my mic is good. Yes, back to square footage rate, okay? One number. People hear one number. Okay, $20,000 per square foot. But the number that floats around in Guyana more than anything else is not $20,000 per square foot. Usually between it's usually between 10,000 and $15,000 per square foot. That is the number that floats around in Guyana more than anything. And that number is costing thousands of homes to left unfinished. Okay, and we don't want that. I would rather tell you guys the truth, and it hurts you guys' feeling, and then you cuss me out, but then you think back, you know what, it makes sense. I'm gonna build a smaller home. I'm gonna get it finished. Okay, these numbers in the beginning, they only feel responsible because it's what people want to hear. All right, by that, some people feel informed. Okay, we feel good. But I'll tell you this, guys, this construction does not reward simplicity. I'll say it again. Construction does not reward simplicity. It rewards accuracy. And anyone who's a contractor, who's a builder, knows that using just common its rate does not homes, right? It does not finish the home. It just starts it. Because there's a lot of things that is not included in that price most times, unless someone gives you this really, really high number. Okay. I think good on audio is better on YouTube. Okay. These numbers, this is how we use square footage rate. Okay. Use them for early. You want to see if it's feasible based on your budget. Most of the time, we don't even start by giving you a square footage rate. We start by asking you what is your ideal budget for home. Not to start the home, how much is your budget to finish the home? Because we do not want to mislead you. Okay. We also use it for rough planning, right? You can use rough square footage rate for planning. Okay? We also use square footage rate for risk check. We want to check and see if what the bank's lending is on what you have in your mind, what you can afford. That is how square footage rate is used in our organization. Okay, we just use it as a placeholder, not a budget. So you might hear someone say $20,000 per square foot or $30,000 per square foot. These are just placeholders because that now tell the homeowner, okay, $20,000 per square foot, X amount of square footage. My budget is 60 million or $40 million. Okay, that's right. So now we have to go back and start planning. What is the finish level? The size of home you can build within that budget. But most people, they think that you can build any size of home for X amount of dollars per square foot, which is wrong. Okay, which is wrong. So, guys, hit the like button so that more people can join the live. Right? That is the problem when people are using placeholders as promise. So you have to know how you're using rates. Okay. And here's what I'm going to tell you. These are some of the things that square footage rate does not reflect properly. One, roof complexity, right? It doesn't say whether it's a flat roof, whether it's a gable roof, whether it's uh, style roof, anything like that. Okay, right? Also, it does not cover account for ceiling. All ceiling heights are the same. If you have an 8-foot ceiling versus a 12-foot ceiling, meaning the higher ceiling you have is the more material you're going to use, right? Square footage rate does not cover window sizes. It's just give you a basic window. It most importantly does not cover your finish level. Whether you want basic finish, high-end luxury finish, it doesn't cover that. It is just to give you an idea. Let me know if this makes sense, guys. Okay? It also most time doesn't cover your site condition, whether you have a bridge, whether you have to build up the land, whether you need 100 truckloads of sand. It doesn't cover those things. It doesn't cover drainage, septic, bridge. Sometimes it doesn't cover your fence. It doesn't cover labor availability. It doesn't cover turbine pressures. None of these things in square foot grid, guys. So you have to be conscious whenever someone tell you X amount of dollars per square foot. If you go to a contractor, I want to pay like, and right away they tell you, no, okay, no problem, 20,000 per square foot. They don't know what you want to build yet, but they give you the price. What happens? They might not try to harm you in no way. They want to give you an idea, but in your mind, that's gonna stick, and you're gonna think, you know what? 20,000 per square foot, 15,000 per square foot, I can build anything for that price. Now you go to an architect and you design this grand structure your for your home, and you realize halfway through the square foot rate did not match your reality. So that is something that we have to make sure that we take into consideration when we build a home, because two homes can be the same size and have different costs, tens of thousands of dollars in different in costs. Okay, audio is bad at my end. I don't know, guys. I'm trying my best here um, to see how we can make this better, but so far, let's roll with it, guys. Let's roll with it, okay? I don't think I can adjust the mic much uh, right now as we are live, but on the next one, it's gonna get better, right? We're gonna build it while we fly. We're gonna build while we fly. Okay, this is something new. Every stream is gonna get better. Every stream is gonna get better. So we're gonna do that. Okay, two homes be the same size, but differ by tens of millions of dollars. How come? How can we build two houses the same size, but one is far more expensive than the other one? Here's a typical example. Here's a good example. Okay? Here's a good example of this. You have two SUV, the exact same size. One is a Land Cruiser, and the second one is a Rolls two vehicle, the exact same size, but one is way more expensive than the other ones. Let's catch my drift? Okay. That is how you have to think about it. Two people can have two cars, same size, but different price. Compare a BMW to a Mercedes, or you compare a Toyota to a BMW. The price is going to be different. Okay, so not because two homes are the same size, you automatically assume you see someone build a 2,500 square foot home for 45 million, and you think um you can build the same home for the same price, but you have different things inside. It does not work that way. Right? You know what? Come over to YouTube and see if the audio is better over there. Just go to Back Home Developments and see if the audio is better on YouTube. I was trying to stream in platform, but it looks like Facebook is not being connected the same way. So go to YouTube and see if it's any better. But we'll make the streams better as we go along. Same square footage, completely different costs. A lot of people call low numbers because you know what? When someone give you a no number, that spreads accurate number. What do you mean by that? Yes, low numbers, it spreads like wildfire because that's what people want to hear. Okay? They want that to be true. They want that to be the real number, right? They heard it from someone else, right? That is a problem. They hear that, they want it to be the truth, and they just off to the races, ready. Right, guys, I apologize for the audio situation. I'll try to improve that and next live stream because I want to make sure that everyone can hear the audio perfect. I don't know what's causing. Yes, like I said, we're gonna build it while we fly it. That's the goal here, right? And we don't want to build based on hope, right? Hope is cheaper than planning. So we're not building based on hope. A lot of people they will comment, once you start, you'll finish. That's hope. We're not hoping over here, right? Hope is usually cheaper than planning until it isn't. So let's don't build on hope. Let's build on real, actual costs, real world reality. Okay. So if you want real clarity, stop asking how much per square foot. Don't ask that question if you want clarity. You only ask that question if you just want an idea, but don't use it as clarity. You move forward based on it. Okay. Can someone tell me, give me two questions I used to be asking? Okay. One or two questions. Give me two questions that you should be asking instead of how much does it cost per square foot? Let me see if anyone can tell me what those questions should be. One of that question should rather than asking how much it costs per square foot, tell me what's the question you should ask. And if you do ask that question, what should be the follow-up question after you ask how much per square foot? Let's do it that way. After you ask how much per square foot, what should be the follow-up question next right after that? Can someone type it in the chat? What that follow-up question should be? I'll tell you. That question should be what's included. Okay? What's included. If you ask someone how much per square foot, don't just take that and run away. Ask the follow-up question. What's in, and when they tell you what's included, you ask the question, what's excluded? Next, you ask, what finish level is included in that price? Is it basic finish? Is it mid-range finish? Is it high-end finish? And I'll tell you, most people wouldn't be able to answer that question because they don't know themselves what's included. Okay? And the next question, which is gonna be the biggest question that you should ask anyone when they give you a square footage price, this is the number one question, but you ask it last. Don't ask it first, okay? Ask them, does the cost get me a move-in ready home? That's it. Does it get me a move-in ready home? And I'll tell you guys what is a move-in ready home. Do you guys wanna hear what a move-in ready home looks like? You wanna hear what is a move-in ready home? A move-in ready home is a home that the only thing that you have to bring is your clothes, your furniture. That's it. That is a move-in ready home. You don't have to bring appliances. You don't have to bring a fridge. You don't have to bring a stove. You don't have to bring a microwave. No, appliances should include it in that price. What's the point of building a home and there's no kitchen? A kitchen is not complete without appliances. Am I right? If I'm right, type bill ready in the chat. Okay? If you guys think I'm right, type bill ready in the chat. If I'm wrong, said Barry, you know what? You're absolutely wrong. I don't agree with you. Uh, Appliances should not be okay. My kitchen should not be included. You're wrong. All I need to do is move in, cook on the floor, um, lock up the windows with some zinc. That's all I need. If that's what you need, great. But that is not moving ready, guys. Okay? That is not moving ready. That's why when you're building a home, size is only one part of the equation. Okay? Size is only one part of the equation. But you know what's the most important thing? Scope. Scope is everything. Once you have the scope, that's how you know the cost. Without scope, there's no cost. Square footage rate does not give you scope. It gives you an idea. Okay? Right? So we are getting you guys build ready. Someone in one of the comments says that all I'm doing is scaring people. I'm making people fearful of building their home. I'm making people fearful so that they start their home. Okay? Right? And here's the thing. If you're gonna spend tens of millions of dollars, you should be fearful. You should be fearful because you should wanna know if you're gonna do, if you can finish the home. Okay? People complain, "Oh, you're scaring people." No, this is does not this is not meant to scare anyone. This is meant to educate the population. One of the reasons why I come back to Guyana, to building Guyana, over the years, I've been seeing people complain about this. My house is not being finished. And not only people complaining, I'm seeing it for myself. I'm seeing everywhere I go, all of these unfinished homes. And I realize that unfinished homes is not only based on contractors. These unfinished homes is because people are not designing the home to be finished. They're designing the home to start. Okay? So I would rather for you guys to slow down, take a step back, and then start properly so you can actually finish your home. If you have $40 million and you are about to embark on a three-story, 4,000 square foot home, one of my video, watch a live stream, and you went back and you check all your numbers and you realize that $40 million could have only got you a single story bungalow or whatever, and it's finished, and you can move in comfortable. I did my job because now you don't have this big structure that is unfinished. You have something, it might be smaller, but you can live in the home, right? And I'm gonna keep saying this. Smaller finished home, far more luxurious than a large unfinished one. Am I right? Right? Smaller home that is fully completed, everything, you can go home comfortable. It is far more luxurious than a large mansion unfinished. Let me know if I'm right or not, okay? Am I right? Or did I hit the mark? Because that's what I believe. That's what I believe. Because I can go and lay my head in a beautiful small home and then drive by every day looking at a big concrete structure and millions of dollars to finish. Okay, right? So you have to make sure whatever numbers that they are giving you, make sure that that number everything. Okay, Jill Love says you are educating people. I'm trying to, right? I'm trying to make sure that people get the tools that they need to make informed decisions, right? Because if someone give you a number to finish to build your home, and it doesn't include windows and doors, exterior doors, interior doors, it doesn't include finishes, things like conditioner, things like your appliances. It doesn't include tiles, fixtures, finishes. That budget is not ready. You shouldn't. There's no kitchen in that. There's no site work in it, and most importantly, there's no contingency, which I truly believe every budget should include a 10 to 15% contingency, right? Because if those things are not clearly spelled out and not included, then that's not real cost. All that is, it's a starting, okay? It's a starting guess. I want to share a comment with you guys. You guys on TikTok, you wouldn't be able to see it. YouTube and Facebook, you can see it. Okay. I want to share a comment that someone left with you guys. Okay. And this is happening all over Guyana. But I'm grateful that this person was able to tell it exactly as it is without any shame attached to it. Okay. So here's the comment that someone left on our social media page. Okay. I don't want to share the person image and their name because you never know, right? Even though they comment publicly, I'm still trying to protect their identity so that I don't go after them and give them a hard time. Um, they were responding to a video that I made talking about the cost to build 2026, and he said it's true what he's saying. Presently, I'm building my home, a three-bedroom and a half bathroom, single story bungalow, and $25 million cannot fit the home. My roof alone costs $2.6 million. Okay, I'll read it again. So you guys can soak it in. This individual is currently building a home in Guyana. Three bedrooms, three and a half bathroom, single story bungalow. And she said $25 million cannot finish the home. My roof alone costs $2.6 million. Okay. So now I get these comments all the time, right? I have people comment these things all the time. And on the live stream, I like to share these comments with you guys so that you guys have a good understanding of what's happening, right? Of what's happening. Everyone in Guyana go to the bank, they are giving you about 25 $5 million. It doesn't matter what plans you bring. You bring a 2,500 square foot, you bring a 3,500 square foot, they might approve that loan regardless. You have to come up with it to finish it. So when I do these videos, it's to give you guys the information, and I'm happy that so many people who have had these experiences are coming out and they're commenting and they're saying what's true. Okay? They're saying what's true. They're experiencing it. People don't have to say it. Just drive around Guyana. Just look at your neighbor's house. Okay? And you see all of those unfinished homes. Any one of those homes, whether you take a loan from a friend or from the bank, you have to pay them back, and your home is not finished. Unfinished home is very hard to sell. You're not gonna get the value. You're not gonna make money on it because the person who might wanna buy your home, they don't want your structure. All they're gonna be buying is land value for your land. That's what they will be, okay? So, I'm gonna say this again, okay? I'm gonna say it again. 30 your 35 million Guyana dollar mortgage cannot finish a two-story, 25 to 3,000 square foot home properly. It just cannot. It's not gonna happen. Okay? You guys might not like it, but that's just the reality. I'm not trying to make you fearful. I'm just trying to show you, tell you the truth. Okay, right? Fence. Your fence alone is gonna cost you between $3 and $6 million just to do your fence. They need a bridge. You need to, it's a lot of money to build a home in Guyana. Okay, now let's get to the one of my favorite part of the show. If you guys have any question, type it in the chat. I'll try to get to it, but I have some questions from my last show. That's why I come up with this show, because people are asking a lot of questions about square footage. Here, question number one. Um, question number one. If square foot rate are unrelatable, why do banks still use it? Right? Here's the thing. Banks use them for risk control, not for completion planning. They're they use them just because it's just an idea, just like what I was saying. Okay, use them for risk control, not for completion planning. Right? All they're doing is protecting their exposure, not managing your construction project. Okay, that's the reason why. Okay, let's go to question number two. We have someone say, uh, can square footage rate ever be useful? Can square foot rate ever be useful? And the short answer is yes. It is. It's only useful for early feasibility, right? It's not meant for completion pricing. It's used only for feasibility. The moment design and finishes come in, that number should disappear. We're not talking about square footage anymore. Okay. As soon as we start talking about design and finishes, that number should completely be disappeared. Okay. Question number three. This person asked me, why do builders still quote per square foot? Okay. Not a quote. Okay. Builders use it because it's fast, it's familiar, And but the problem is when client expect it to be that price, right? People only use it just because it's fast. I use it, okay, and everybody will tell you that they use it because it's fast. It's, no, based on this, this is the approximate cost per okay. And also clients expect us to be able to get them a price, reasonably quick. Just by asking if you're a professional builder with years of experience, you have an idea these things usually okay? But you have to make sure that these people know that is just an idea. It's not the price to finish your home. The only time you will know the price to finish your home is when we know what kind of finish level you need and we have the entire thing together on paper. That's when you know the final price. But that's just an idea. Okay. If you guys have any question, just put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. The next question is this is a great question. This is a great question. This person says, how do I compare two quotes properly? And I'm pretty sure most people want to know that. How do you compare two quotes properly? Okay. This is how you compare real quotes. You're not comparing square footage, okay? You compare two quotes by comparing scope. You put in the scope side by side, finishes, and whether or not it gets you a move-in ready home, right? Not just those numbers, right? Not just the headline numbers. You compare scope, you compare finishes, and you compare whether or not it gets a move-in ready home. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. That's how you compare uh oh, compare two quotes. Okay. So if anyone have any question, put it in the chat. I'll try to get to it. If not, I'll close the show in another minute. I don't like the stream to go forever. This is, we're trying to get something done, get information out there, and don't make this stream too long and run out and just talk because we want to get, we want some structure, right? Let me see if there's any question on TikTok. What do you think about having a separate team to do different part of the home? That's how it should be. That's how we work. Okay, that's how our company work. We don't have the same people doing everything. Okay, you have your concrete team, you have your finish team, you have your roof team. That is how things are done efficiently. Okay, right? So if we let me see if there's any question here in someone says Vishal. Vishal Singh said people don't understand that construction varies so much and the costs fluctuate. Yes, that's true, right? Most people don't understand that. People think that construction is like buying a TV. Okay, right? Let me see if there's anything else. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. I want to show you guys before I go. I want to show you guys two homes. The reason why I'm doing this because this is where people are getting misled, right? I'm going to show you home one. On YouTube, this is great because you can see it. Okay, I'm basically showing here a three bedroom home here, three bedroom home, 2.5 bathroom, open concept, beautiful bungalow. Okay, right. This is the size of home that the individual that I just read the comment says that she's building, and the money that she have is not enough. I know it's not enough because you wouldn't be able to finish the home. Okay. So if you go to the bank with this home that is on my screen here, which is a single story bungalow, And someone else go with this home. This is a two-story home that is close to 3,000 square foot that I have on my screen here that I'm showing. If you guys go to YouTube, you can see it back home development. You can see it on the screen, okay? Both people go to the bank. If the bank lending max is 35 million, both of them will be approved for the same mortgage. Even though $35 million cannot finish this two-story home. And how do I know this? Because hundreds of plans, okay, that people are bringing to me and their plans and their budgets. So people in Guyana, they want to build the home that you see here on this home budget. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, right? Love said no plumbing, no electricity. Yeah. Um, Minimum of $60 billion. Yes. Dre, what's up, man? Glad to see you on the live stream here. Right? That's the thing. People want $60 billion home for 35 million. Okay. The home that you see here is about $70 million, but they want to spend $30 billion. And I get it because most people don't, okay, and that comes down, right? That comes down to education. If you're building, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. Okay. The single story bungalow here, it's a beautiful home, finished. That home is far better. Let me pull up another home and just show you guys um, something because this is what most people end up with. This is what most people end up with, okay? Right? This this small home is far more luxurious than the big one you see here that cannot get finished. Am I right? If you guys think that this single story bungalow is far more luxurious than this two-story mansion that I have on my screen here that the person cannot finish, type build ready in the chat, okay? Because I want to know what you guys have to say about it, right? I'm comparing two homes here. One that's a huge home, like it looks to be close to maybe 4,000 square foot, and a 16 to 1,800 square foot single story bungalow. Which one would you prefer? Me, I would prefer the bungalow because it's done, it's finished. I can go home comfortable. I can sit on my veranda comfortable, right? That's what you want. You want someone to tell you the truth, okay? You don't want people to lie to you, right? You are not gonna build this home that you see here for 30 and 40 and 50 million. Just not gonna happen. Okay. Just the doors on this home alone is like probably $2 million. Okay. Let's don't do that. Okay. Let's build what we can afford. So it's finished. You can enjoy your home and you can live in it properly. That's the goal. Okay. To be build ready. So in 2026, here's what I think. In 2026, the most expensive mistake is leaving simple numbers at a complex process. Okay. Simple number, you cannot tie simple numbers to a complex process like construction. They put them go together. Okay. Right? You cannot believe in a simple number in a complex process. It doesn't work, right? Complex process requires structure, okay? Because I truly believe most homes in Guyana, they don't fail because people are careless, right? Fail because shortcuts feel safe. That's how I feel about it. Okay. So next time we'll talk about why design decisions quiet multiple costs without people realizing. Okay. Next week live stream, that's what we'll talk about. Why design decisions quietly multiply costs without people realizing it. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I had a great time. Thank you guys for joining me in this live stream tonight. It's a pleasure always to hang out here with me. I love interaction. It's getting better. I will definitely improve the audio. I will test and double check to make sure that my audience on Facebook, all of these platforms, they are having the best quality stream. Okay, guys, I'm a perfectionist. I like things to be perfect. But at the same time, if I wait until everything is perfect, I would never start the live streams, okay? I make a decision to start it wherever wherever I have people um point out the issue that we're having, I will correct them, okay? I will correct them and I would so that's the reason why we're doing it. We're gonna build it while we fly it. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you guys on the next live.